Hello friends, programming is a fun, right? That totally depends on you how you learn the concepts. Do you love programming? Are you passionate to learn world's most popular and most simplest programming language? Are you among those guys who want to utilize their time and prepare themselves for their bright IT career? If the answer is yes, then you are at the right place. Welcome to BNB Techniques. My name is Sudhir Kumbhare, and in today's session we will learn something more about Python. Let's have a brief introduction of Python. What is Python? Python is a object-oriented, dynamic and interpreted programming language. When I say object-oriented, what that means? Which means we can implement OOPS concepts, object-oriented concepts like classes, properties, objects. Those we can implement in using Python programming. Second is interpreted. Interpreted means what? Now C# and Java, those are compiled languages. What happens in that case is whenever you are writing code in Java, that code will get converted into an intermediate format, and from that intermediate format the code will get converted into machine instructions which your machine or computer can run, right? But what happens in case of Python or in case of interpreted language? There is no middle level, there is no intermediate level. Your code, once you write the Python code, directly your code will get converted into machine instructions so that your machine can understand it and machine will run that code. The third point is dynamic. Why I'm saying dynamic? Because Python, whenever you will write some code, no, like in C# or Java, you will have to declare integer int, some variable name is equal to 0, right? But int is a data type. This is the way which we write in C# or Java. But in Python, you don't need to declare a data type. Simply you will have to write variable name is equal to 0. Runtime interpreter will decide whether it's a string or it's an integer, right? That's why we call Python as a dynamic language. Okay, guys, let's discuss something about who developed this. The author who developed Python, his name is Van Goodfriend. He developed this programming language in 1989, and mostly this guy, as I know, he is still working in Dropbox, right? Okay, the most interesting story behind why this author has given the name as Python. The history is like that this guy, this author, he likes British movies. He is a fan of British movies, and one of the movie probably which was based on Python, he got influenced by that Python from that movie, and that's why he decided to give the name as Python, and that's why he has given the name Python to this language. Guys, you might have a question that we do have some other languages available, for example C# and Java. Then why Python is becoming so popular? Why everyone is going towards Python? Why everyone want to learn Python? The reason is, guys, okay, let me ask you one more question here. If I ask you, since when you guys are hearing about Python? Mostly you guys will say 2 years, since last 3 years, or max to max 5 years, right? But guys, what has happened now? Python came into the market in 1989 and Java was there. Java came into the market in 1995. So Python is far away before than Java, right? But then why, if I ask you before 5 years or 6 years, which were the languages which are popular? So I would say there were two languages which are mostly developers were preferring or which were popular. Those are C# from .NET side and one is Java, right? But then what happened all of a sudden? Because with the advancement of your data storage mechanisms and the data generating capacities from the different social media, we are generating huge amount of data nowadays, right? And we have improved in terms of data storage capacity also. So there was a need, our researchers and scientists felt that need to utilize this data in a proper way. so that we can extract valuable informations out of it. And that's where data science and artificial intelligence started getting popular. So what our researchers and scientists did, they focused on a simple plain language instead of focusing on a programming language like Java or C Sharp, because Java is a programming language, right? But they don't want to waste their time in developing again one more programming language. Instead of that, they decided to go with a plain language, simple language, and they started developing packages, they started developing libraries. And nowadays we have huge set of libraries, useful libraries, which anyone can use it in their various applications. And this is the main reason why Python started becoming popular among the developer communities. And eventually what has happened, the other technologies like big data, Hadoop, everyone started using these already inbuilt libraries which were developed in Python, right? So this is the main reason why Python is becoming so popular among the developer community, and everyone want to learn this. Friends, let's discuss about what are the companies who are using Python and the areas where we can utilize Python. Okay, so we know that data science and artificial intelligence is the major field where Python is getting utilized by most of the developers around the world. But let me tell you one thing, nowadays Python is getting popular for web development also, because the web development with Python is easy and it takes less time compared to other languages. That's why it's a preferred choice nowadays for the new startups. Guys, let's start with Google. Now Google is using Python for in its search engine, right? And YouTube also. YouTube is also using Python. We can develop audio video kind of applications. For example, your Netflix is there, that is also using Python, right? You can develop some kind of social media apps as well, the way Instagram is using it, right? And Python is utilized in game development as well. You must have played this Battlefield game. That Battlefield is also using Python. So you just name the field, you will find Python. The companies like Dropbox, NASA, National Geographic, Quora, Uber, all are using Python nowadays. You can develop your desktop applications as well with the help of Python. One more area where nowadays people are using Python is for web scraping, right? So web scraping, guys, are you aware? Web scraping, let's say you are a company and you want to launch your product. You have launched your product in Mumbai. Now you want to go ahead. You want to launch that product in other parts of India, but you wanted to know the reviews about your product, which are given by users or the customers in the social media sites. So web scraping is a criteria by which you can extract that information, what users are telling about that product, and based on that company can take decision. So that is a criteria of web scraping where Python is utilized by most of the developers. Guys, if you really like my video, please like, share and subscribe, and please don't forget to press the bell icon to get more notifications.